Okay guys, so today I'm going to show you guys a bunch of stretches and exercises that you can do at home to improve your swimming technique. These stretches, these exercises, they're going to focus on your shoulder mobility. They're going to focus on really opening your chest, opening up your back, learning to control your shoulders, gain flexibility, learn to control your abs. And I mean, it's going to be good for your overall athleticism, but it's going to have a lot of carryover in your swimming in particular, particularly for your butterfly and freestyle, a little bit for your breaststroke and backstroke. I would like for you guys to have a resistance band if possible. So you can buy a red resistance band. This is going to be more useful for the stretching and for the for my stronger students. You can buy this at Body Shape Gym for $450. They last forever. I use these every single day. They're amazing. It's a good investment. And then there's the yellow one, but I'm not going to encourage you guys to buy a yellow one just because there's only a few specific exercises that we need to do with them. But if you've got one or got something that has like an equal amount of resistance, this is very light, very light. So if you have a super light resistance band, perfect. You can use this one as well for some of the exercises I'm going to show you. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I want to teach you guys is how to open up your back. I took off my shirt so I can show you guys the way the muscles are being stretched. So we're really going to be working on our lats and our traps. Now this is good for everyone because all of you guys, everyone, we all hunch over too much because we're studying, writing stuff down, we're on the computer. And yes, of course, like the front gets tight, but the back also gets tight because then the back kind of also has to overwork to open up the chest a little bit. This isn't always the case, but it definitely can be the case. So we're going to open up the back, and the first thing we're going to do is a lat stretch. So we take our red resistance band and we fold it over one time, and we find something a little bit elevated like this to wrap it around. We hold both, yeah, so it's half the size, and we step back and we stick our bum out, and if you can't stick your bum out and flat on your back, then you can bend your knees and go deep, and you should be stretching your entire back. You can play around with it. You can rotate your hand this way, rotate your hand the other way. Then to get a deeper stretch, you can even move your hip in the opposite direction of the arm that you're stretching. And you can go up and down from this position as well. And just play around with whatever needs to be stretched. Okay, obviously you need to do this for both sides. And do whatever feels good. You guys should be doing this one every single day. Okay, so now we're going to go through and do the trap stretch. Okay, so now this stretch I'm going to show you is to open up the upper back. So we take it this way, and if we're holding the band in the same way as the previous stretch with the left hand, then we turn the chest to the left, and then from here it's literally wherever you feel the stretch you hold. So if you feel it here, you can hold. And you can move down a little bit like this, and then you start to feel it more up here, and you can move up a little bit, and you can play around with your hips. And then you start to feel it more around here, around the traps. And this is a fantastic exercise. And it feels really good. Do it every day, always do it before your training. Okay, so now this stretch I'm going to give you is pretty amazing for swimmers. You don't necessarily need a resistance band to do it. You can do it with the TRX, and you'll figure out why that works. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up our chest. At the same time, we're going to activate our back. Okay, now obviously as swimmers we want to be using our larger muscle groups to do the pull, particularly for butterfly. So what we want to do is not stop our back from being activated by having this tight chest. Okay, so we're going to open up the chest, and then we're going to learn to squeeze the lats at the same time. So it's going to make a little bit more sense when I do it. So take your red resistance band over here, or your TRX, and you need to put your arms in like this, and you step forward a little bit, and the initial part of the exercise is just playing around with opening your chest. Okay, so first open your chest, and then once you're nice and confident and your chest is open, you might not be doing this on the same day if you have a really tight chest. Then what you can do is drive your elbows down and behind your back as you pull down like this, and then you can feel even more of a stretch in your chest, and you're actually learning to engage your back muscles. Okay, and in this position you can even turn your head gently side to side and up and down, and you can do this for reps. You go up and down, up and down. So it's as simple as that. Okay, so all of my swimmers know this one. I'm going to be really upset if you're not doing this before my sessions. This is really important to open up your hips. It's going to be very important to do butterfly. Guys, if we have tight hips, we're not going to be able to do butterfly kick, right? If we have tight hips, we're not going to be able to stay in streamline in our backstroke. We are not going to be able to engage our glutes properly to do our freestyle and our butterfly kick. It's going to be an absolute disaster for your overall swimming. Okay, so first what we need to do is we need to work on our hip flexibility, and that's through this very simple exercise. So one leg forward, so left forward, toes slightly in front of the knees, and one leg back. And we're trying to get a stretch, right, on this leg over here, in between here. And to make it a really good stretch, we need to tense our core, okay? So push the tummy in, don't let the tummy come out like this. Push it in, and we need to squeeze this glute, okay? We're stretching our right leg, so we stretch the right, so we tense the right glute, and that's about it. You stretch from here, and you should feel it all inside there. And as you want to get deeper into the stretch, you go a little bit more forward, okay? And a little bit more forward, a little bit more forward, a little bit more forward. And it's as simple as that. But after you've opened your hips, I want you to come back to this position, and well, after you've done the other leg, and what I want you to do is hold your hips and move it backwards like this, move it forwards like this. So imagine that you're holding a bucket and you're tipping the bucket forward, you're tipping the bucket backwards, tipping the bucket forward, tipping the bucket backwards like this, yeah? Forward, backwards, forward, backwards. And as we tip it, we squeeze our glutes and relax our glutes. And this is so that we can get that nice whip motion in our hips when we're doing our butterfly kick, okay? Okay, so the other exercise we do, which a lot of my students don't know how to do, a lot of my kids, which for me is very surprising. You need to learn how to do pull-ups, okay? If you can't do any pull-ups, if you can't do one, then what I would like you to do is just to start by doing one per day, and don't practice shaking, guys. Like, just do really good form. The minute you start shaking, the minute it's difficult to put your chin over the bar, just stop. You're not going to be doing yourself any favors, and you're going to get injured. Trust me, If you want specific volume for you, depending on how many pull-ups you can do, then let me know. I can give you some, okay? So when we do pull-ups, we need to use our back muscles, okay? We're not using these muscles. Well, we are a little bit, but we're using our back muscles, the same muscles we use to pull when we do our freestyle and our butterfly, okay? Even our breaststroke a little bit, and even a little bit in our backstroke, okay? So this is how we do it. Holding this way, not this way, okay? Like this. And shoulders fully relaxed, and chest a little bit up, and boom. All the way down. Boom. All the way down. Boom. Okay, and notice I don't drop down. If you drop down, number one, it means you're not strong enough, and number two, it's going to be boom, boom. It's going to be very difficult on your shoulders. Okay, you're going to cause, you're going to give yourself an injury. Okay, so before you start swimming or jump in the pool, it's always a good idea to activate your lats a little bit. Now you could do that by doing pull-ups or a few other things, but best you don't fatigue yourself before you get in the pool. So let's use the resistance bands again. So I would actually probably do this right after the stretches that we did with the resistance band. And this is how we do this exercise. So stick the bum out, go nice and low, lean over as much as you can, and we pull in. Not using the bicep, and you're tucking the elbow in as much as you can. And then go out. And then in and out. And then, once you get comfortable with this, you can even pull in. You can rotate to this side and engage your back in a different angle, making sure your elbows are on your back. And then you can come back to the front. And then you can release and repeat that. Okay. If you have a lighter resistance band and you struggle to use your bicep to do the pull as opposed to your back muscles, then we can use the lighter resistance band and do it with straight arms. Use the lighter resistance band and it's exactly the same thing. Make sure you stick your bum out. Yeah, make sure you lean over. And you keep it nice and straight, and all you do is you slowly pull down as you stick out your chest, and you should be feeling your lats, your back muscles, all the way from your armpit down to your hips. And up and down. And guys, this is an amazing exercise. It resembles your butterfly, it resembles your freestyle, okay? This is probably the most swimmer-specific exercise you can get. Okay, so this next exercise is the one that I was talking about at the start that definitely requires a lighter resistance band. And this is actually really tricky. Not all students are going to get this straight away. So you take the light resistance band and we're going to use this to learn how to not just use our back muscles when we're doing our pull, particularly for our freestyle, but how to activate our chest. Okay, the chest, the muscle fibers go diagonally, right? They go downwards like this. So it's not just for squeezing like this, it can also help you to pull all the way down. So what we do is we put it up like this, and very simply, we're going to keep the arm just a little bit bent. Okay, we're not using our biceps at all, just a little bit bent, and we're going to find where we can catch the pec muscle. Okay, so we should feel this muscle over here, the chest muscle tensing, and once you've found that, you've learned how to activate it, then you can pull down slowly while squeezing your chest, and you can go back up as high as you can without disengaging your chest. And this is even slightly difficult for me. Okay, so this is just teaching you how to keep your chest activated in the full range of motion. And the band it's not really there to provide resistance, it's just there to feel your chest muscle, okay? It shouldn't be difficult to pull in. Pulling in is actually quite easy. You just want to make sure that you've got this this muscle engaged the whole time as you're going through the range of motion that you would be going through your for your freestyle stroke, and even your butterfly stroke, same kind of thing. Yeah? Okay, so guys, what I'm going to teach you is scapular push-ups. So I do expect all my students to be able to do push-ups. So I'm not going to show you guys push-ups, and I want you to practice push-ups. If you can't do push-ups, it's not a big deal. You can do them on your knees, yeah? And you can practice like this. But more importantly is your scapular push-ups for swimming, okay? So this is what we do. Okay, I think this is a better angle. Start with straight arms, and the arms stay locked. Chin a little bit forward, and we sink in. We go down. Yeah, try and keep our core nice and engaged. Arms are still locked, and then we go up. And down, and up. Okay? Now, why is this important? In our freestyle, our butterfly, most of our strokes, right? We are reaching. We are pushing our scapula out. We are pushing our scapula in. I'm not bending my arm right now. Out and in. So we need to learn how to have good control over this so that we can pull more water in our freestyle, pull more water in our butterfly, okay? The other thing is that we need to learn how to reach straight, okay? So what you can do is actually, from the sitting position, and this is, guys, I know it's easy, it sounds easy and simple, but a lot of you guys, when you're reaching for your freestyle, you're actually reaching like this. Now, is that straight or is that slightly diagonal? It's slightly diagonal. So we can do one arm at a time, or both arms. We can reach forward and reach back with the straight arm. And then once we get comfortable with that, we can rotate and reach forward. Do this in front of the mirror. Rotate and reach back. Be careful, when you rotate, it's easy to go like this. And that's the overreaching part, no? So, all the way back like this, all the way forward like this. And then you can even practice with both hands, okay? This is very, very, very important. And if you get nice control over your scapula, then it's going to also help you push-ups. I'm going to show you another scapular exercise now that you can do at home. Okay, this is nice to do against a wall so that you can practice engaging your core at the same time. And so you just go against the wall and try and keep your back flat on the wall, engaging your abs. And arms up here, reach up, down, up, down, not, up, down, not, up, down, okay? Straight up, straight down. Straight up, straight down, okay? Try not to flare your chest up and down like this, okay? This is also a very nice exercise for your reaching in your swimming. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys one ab-specific exercise, and the reason why I'm not going to show you other ab exercises is because I don't trust most of you to do them properly, because you guys sit down so much and you got really tight hips, okay? I will give you ab exercises once you release your hips. Now this is just simply learning how to engage your core, okay? So this is what we do. We simply try and bring our belly button to our spine, okay? So instead of letting the gut hang out like this, we pull it in, and we're just gonna hold that for as long as we can, and we're gonna squeeze it in as hard as we can. And if you do this properly, even me, I've got strong abs, this, you'll feel a burn, okay? And it will be quite difficult. And this is very important. Very important for your spinal health to support your back. And it's obviously, it's gonna be amazing for your butterfly kick, okay? This is very, very important. You do this one every single day. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna give you guys today. There are many, many, many more exercises, but I feel like this is just gonna cover the general issues that I see in almost all of my students, okay? Particularly, I am talking about my young students. Now, just notice the common theme here of the tight hips and not being able to use your hips and not being able to use your abs, okay? It's all about muscle activation, and it's all about opening up so we can swim better, okay? If you want more specific exercises, obviously you just contact me, but I guarantee it, every single one of my swimmers, even if you think your hips are really good, or you're already doing these exercises, you need to continue doing these exercises. Very, very, very important. Okay? Thanks for listening, guys. I'll see you soon at the pool.